feeling since everyone goes. Team full of shooters pull up in they scope. I got the drop on the opposite go. I get 200 rats every night for a show. I know it's a blessing. Christian Dior and Jordan 11.
What is up, guys? It's Upcome Sports back with a Madden 20 rebuild. This time we're doing the Cincinnati Bengals. NFL draft is tomorrow. Make sure you guys drop a like. Comment your favorite team down below. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So we are going to have the number 1 overall pick, and this might be a little bit off just because it's Madden, but we're going to do our best to keep it realistic. And number 1 pick overall, Joe Burrow is the only pick that should be made here by the Bengals tomorrow. One of the greatest college seasons ever, not only for a quarterback, just in general, and capped it off with a national championship. He is NFL ready right now, most NFL ready quarterback in the draft, and he's really good, super accurate, has a little bit of mobility, a lot of things with Joe Burrow that you're going to get here in Cincinnati. Definitely a franchise quarterback, so that's a pick here at number 1 overall. So following up the draft of Joe Burrow, we did pick up an O-line guy, 68 overall, hidden development. I don't know if he's a real player. I believe he is. Cameron Dantzler, I know, is a real player. He's going to be pretty solid for us at corner. And then I just went best available with the rest of the picks. Went with the receiver as well. So this is what the team is going to be looking like. I did have to sim a season in order to get to the draft. So don't be skeptical if the contracts or the ages are 1 year off. AJ Green I had to extend, so he'll be here for a bit. He might start to regress, but Tyler Boyd is a good weapon as well. Defense needs some work, and we might be making a couple trades here before we start the season. So I am going to make a trade here of Geno Atkins for a 2nd round pick to the Jaguars. They need D-line help, so get a 2nd rounder. He's getting up there in age. And at the end of season number 1, we do finish 2nd in the division, and I think that was good enough to make the playoffs, as Joe Burrow, 3,500 yards, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and almost 70% completion, over 100 passer rating, really good season. Mixon had 1,400 yards, and then receiving-wise, John Ross had 10 touchdowns, so that's kind of a surprise as a number 3 receiver. O-line, pretty good. On defense, we did have 10 sacks by Carl Lawson, so he'll be a nice piece for this defense. Interceptions, pretty good amount of interceptions right there. So it looks like the defense wasn't too bad, as the MVP was Mitch Trubisky. So in Joe Burrow's first ever playoff game, we do pick up an L here. Not by a lot, but the Titans did beat us, which makes sense. I mean, this team is probably not ready to compete. But Joe Burrow did lead us to a playoff appearance in year 1, so that's pretty good. Titans here, really solid team, good all around, and yeah, they deserve to be in the playoffs as well. So we'll see what we can do next season, add some more pieces. And in the Super Bowl, the Panthers and the Titans, and the Panthers did win, so the Titans got to the Super Bowl after beating us in the wild card round. And in the draft, we did pick up a cornerback who looks really good, 78 overall, with our 1st round pick. And then we went receiver in the 2nd round, 70 overall, not the best. We also had a second round pick, and yeah, not the best of drafts. So we'll see what we do. We're going to be trading Willie Jackson here for a 2nd round pick since we just drafted a really good corner. So we'll let him get some playing time. And looking at the team overall, Joe Mixon is now a superstar X-Factor player. Joe Burrow is a superstar development. And the defense, definitely better than last season. So we're looking better right there. Carl Lawson looks like a superstar on the defense. And in year number 2 for Joe Burrow and the Bengals, we do make the playoffs again. And Joe Burrow, 4,400 yards, 34 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Definitely had a leap in year 2. 119 passer rating. Mixon again killed it on the ground. John Ross going off again, over 1,000 yards. And pass protection was solid. Defensive, Jermaine Pratt with a nice season, and Carlos Dunlap had a couple of sacks here. Yeah, pretty good all around on the defensive side of the ball. Checking out the MVP, it was Carson Wentz. So in year 2, we do pick up our first W in the playoffs by a field goal against the Chiefs, who are obviously really good with Pat Mahomes, as Joe Burrow, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Mixon killed it on the ground. Tyler Boyd with a huge game as well. But here against the Browns, we are going to end up losing by 6 points. Really good team as well with Baker and Odell. And Baker 2-1, Burrow 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Nick Chubb, though, killed us on the ground. So we'll see who wins the Super Bowl. So it was the Seahawks and the Colts, and it looks like the Colts with Jacoby Brissett are going to win the Super Bowl. So since we've been making the playoffs every season with Joe Burrow, it's time to add some talent in free agency. We're going to go after Jair Alexander for some corner help. Really good corner. He's a stud. And also some O-line help. So we'll see if we can get them. One of them or just Jair Alexander would be preferable, as we do get both of them. And in the draft, we do go O-line, try to protect our young quarterback, Mike Hardiman. He is a center. He could move to guard, but O-line looking really good. Overall draft, pretty solid. And looking at this team, Joe Burrow is now a superstar X Factor. Been amazing throughout his first couple seasons. Led us to the playoffs with 1 win. And the defense, linebackers could do some work, but it's getting there. So we will be in the playoffs for a 3rd consecutive season under Joe Burrow, as he had 3,700 yards, 34-11, another really good season, 110 passer rating. Mixon killing it on the ground again, 13 TDs. And then we had Auden Tate, actually, young receiver, lead us in receiving yards. As the defense, Jermaine Pratt, still a beast. Jair Alexander with some good amount of tackles. And interceptions, pretty good as well. Been pretty good in that department. MVP goes to Russell Wilson. And in this game, we absolutely destroyed the Raiders, 42-14. And Joe Burrow, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, close to a perfect passer rating. Mixon killed it as well. Overall, just a good game. And we do end up losing to the Ravens in the next round by 2 touchdowns. So they're a really good team with Lamar Jackson, as he threw 4 touchdowns. Burrow only 2. Mixon couldn't really get going, so we'll see what happens. And the Atlanta Falcons are going to take down the Ravens, who beat us. We've been losing to the champion. In free agency, we're going to go after a couple of guys who can help us shore up this defense. So linebackers for sure, and a safety in Terrell Edmonds. And we'll see if we can get most of these guys, or at least a couple. And yeah, just be good with the defensive side of the ball. Looks like we did get most of the guys. In the draft, pretty much this draft, we just went best available. Took a running back in the 1st round. We're going to have a nice 1-2 punch with him and also Joe Mixon. Everyone else best available. Let's do this. So this is the team in what will probably be the last season of this rebuild. So it's looking really solid. O-line really good as well. And the defense is probably really good. Yeah, the defense looking really good, especially the safeties and the corners. Linebacker core definitely improved from last season, so we'll see what we can do. So I don't know how, but we didn't make the playoffs this season, and I felt like our team was really good, but it happens in Madden. 4,000 passing yards, Burrow, a little bit more interceptions, maybe that's why. Mixon, really good season. John Ross killed it this whole video. So did Tyler Boyd. We had pretty good protection. The defense looks to be solid. as yeah, I'm not sure really what happened in this last season, but I'll show you guys the MVP, who was Deshaun Watson. And the team is an 88 overall, which is really good from where we came from. So I would say this rebuild was a success. Didn't really get the results in Madden, but you know it's going to happen. Here is the team. Really solid team. I think I built a nice team here. So I would like to go a couple more seasons, but I think we'll stop it here. And then if you guys want to see any other teams, make sure you comment them down below. And that will be after the draft, of course, because the draft is tomorrow. But if you guys want to see your favorite team, let me know in the comments. Make sure you drop a like and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.